Hello and welcome to day 11 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas, where today we are starting out with one of those little wire baskets from the Dollar Tree, and we're just taking this red and white striped deco mesh and rolling it up into double curls. They're 10-inch strips, and I'm attaching them on here with pipe cleaners. And now I'm going to slow it down so you can get a better look at what I'm actually doing. I just feed it right in between various parts of this basket and twist it up on the inside. And I'm just taking the strip and it rolls itself up as you cut it. And then I just roll each end and towards the middle so you get a double curl on each one. Then I just attach them all the way around the basket in various places until I feel that it is full enough. And then I twist all the pipe cleaners down and flatten them to the sides to clean it up. I have some tubes that I had gotten from Large Vinyl that I had ordered, and I'm taking 3 different pieces and wrapping them in white duct tape, attaching one on top of another. This thing ends up being 5.5 feet tall by the time it's finished. I go through and cut each piece of tape as I wrap it around, because if I was trying to wrap it at an angle, I wouldn't have had enough tape to go around all of these tubes. This was a lot, and it gets really awkward here. I have to finagle it between my legs to hold it in place, and it gets very awkward, especially with this, as I do it so many different times. So if you decide to make one of these, you may want to bring a friend along with you. If you don't have access to any of these tubes, you could definitely use a pool noodle with the same effect, and I would stick a dowel or a broom handle through the center of it to give it some support. Then I'm just gluing that basket to the poles, which is actually the bottom. And then I'm going around a few times with the chunky yarn. I don't cover all of the white, I just space it out a little bit. And then I do go through and wrap it with twinkle lights in some of the excess white space after I'm finished with this, but that was off camera. I decided that I had wanted to use fairy lights strung along it, but I didn't want to use any battery operated ones, so I had to wait to find some at the store before I was able to finish it. And then I had so much of this Christmas going on that there was no way I was going to be able to film putting the lights on, but I just strung them around. I've taken some small little light bulb ornaments and the icicle lights from the Dollar Tree, put them on the decorative hooks from Hobby Lobby with the crystals on them, and just draped them over the pole. And then I've taken these larger ball ornaments and attaching them around to the inside of the pole. I'm placing the hanger flat on the pole and gluing it that way. I'm trying to show you here. And make sure that the top of your ornament hanger right there is flat up against the pole, and that gives you a little bit more stability there and keeps them all the same height. It is really messy and ugly in there. And then I have this ornament I made a long time ago. I had a Mr. and Mrs. Claus ornament, and I thought it would look really cute as a topper to this. It's about a 4-inch in diameter ornament, I do believe. I would really have liked to have had an actual light up there, but this was a last minute thought and I was happy with what we got. Then I'm just taking the little snack bags, Ziploc bags, and filling them with some Epsom salt to just weigh this down because it is very top heavy. And the basket because it's from Dollar Tree, I believe it's very warped on the bottom, so it doesn't stand very flat to begin with. There's a water bottle, a filled water bottle on the inside of the pole that I actually just forgot to take out, so I guess it's got that extra weight. And then the Epsom salt in there, fluffing up this deco mesh around the edge to just make it pretty. And now I've got this Rave hairspray that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I swear by this stuff, you guys. This is like the game changer for glitter. I spray the inside of these bulbs, and I know we've all done like the polyurethanes and the mop and glows and all that different stuff out there, but Rave hairspray, it's not toxic. It dries so quickly, and I just spray it in there enough to where it foams up and then wait for it to settle a little bit, and then it's nice and liquidy, and roll it around and then dump some glitter into it, dump it out, and it's finished. I do let them sit for a few minutes before I put the caps on it, but that was mainly just because I'm waiting for the next one to get finished. They look so pretty. So that white glitter you just saw was the last of that. And then I had this glitter that is so chunky, and I had no cornstarch to try to make it like glitter again. So I added in some of this pink chunky glitter just to give it some more flow. And it did seem to help quite a bit actually, but I wasn't wanting chunky glitter for this. I wanted fine glitter so it would just cover a lot easier because of all of the different textures on these ornaments. But they just were not hitting it for me, and I didn't like that they didn't match, and I wanted it to be more like North Pole, Mrs. Claus bling. So I go ahead and add this, and I'm actually happy with the chunky glitter that's in it because it gives a really cool reflectiveness to it. So happy accidents, right? But I just keep the same technique with the hairspray, and it looks like I'm spraying it really heavy when I am pushing on it, but I'm really not. I'm giving it just the lightest, softest touch as I'm going around because I don't want hairspray all over my surfaces, and it seems to be doing the job. But that's why I'm going back through and touching it up so many different times, because I'm doing such a light amount at a time. And then once it's all the way I want it and it's dried for a minute or two, I go back through and just give it a final coat so that I don't lose any of the glitter. This gold was impossible to cover, and it still ends up showing through quite a bit, but it's not very noticeable, and I put the gold ones more towards the back. But the glitter effect is definitely a nice touch to these. And here I have just a little something to share with you on how to make your house a little bit more hydrated and smelling delicious this holiday season. I just bring some water to a very light boil and add in cranberries, apples, oranges, cinnamon, and allspice. Let it simmer on low for a few hours. You'll thank me for it. And after I got done filming, my plate fell off the wall. I was using nano tape. I do not recommend. I haven't had a project yet that's wanted to stick from it. So I went ahead and glued it back together and then just put on these pieces of vase filler from the Dollar Tree, kind of looking like a plate of cookies, I thought. So and then I decided to make a little hanger to hang on the back of it because I couldn't get command strips to stick in a good spot either because of the rim around the edge of the back of the plate. And then I just decided to hit it with a little bit of Mod Podge. Since I've gone this far with it, we might as well just finish it up. And this was just the silver mixture. And then the candy cane sign fell down as well. And since I had that one off the wall, I went ahead and decided to decorate it up also. But I wanted to share it all with you guys because I hate when you see footage later and be like, oh yeah, I did all this fancy decorating, but I didn't bother to show you even though you're here to see what I've done. So I tried to give you as much as possible. And same thing with this one, I just hit it with some more of that silver Mod Podge. Give it a little bit more sparkle. This one was looking a little too farmhouse for me, so I had to add a little bit more sparkle to it. And a couple stickers that also get a top coat. And here is our North Pole beacon. I did add in those were little swirly picks when I put the lights on. I forgot to mention that. And you can see that I just wrapped the lights kind of in between where I had glued on the yarn. And I wrapped some extra lights around these icicles to make them shine out a little bit more because I could not figure out what kind of batteries these things take. I just think it looks so pretty. Even though that gold is still there, I'm not mad at it because it's all kind of matching now. So, and here's our final plate. And then I am going to turn the lights off in a moment and show you guys what it looks like in the room. My little North Pole Candyland Winter Wonderland theme. And here is across my living room, so you can see it does have a lot of light to it, which is perfect for a North Pole beacon. And here it is. I'm going to give you a close-up view. And if I end up coming up with a way to put an actual light up on the top of it, I will definitely update you guys on that. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I did creating it. I cannot wait for you to come back for day 12 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas.